This week's film review is on Zoo. The director called the film a pastoral noir, which I believe refers to the eerie beauty of the landscapes as well as the intense high-key lighting and the dark themes of the film. Like many noir films, Zoo was also quite expressionistic. The scene in the restaurant expressed the idea that the director discussed during the Q&A of how this was a group of people in the shadows. So when they were in public, they were always in shadow. I think the noir style of this film, while it does add a level of visual creepiness, on the other hand, makes it feel more fictional and therefore more approachable. The Cop Number 2 interview, however, diverged from this noir style into something completely different. Because of the stark bright white room, it lessens the effect later of having a very similar lighting scheme in the gelding scene, which could have been more visually powerful if we hadn't already been introduced to that lighting scheme. The director seemed nervous and unsure of himself in the Q&A. Often his final thought on any question was, "I don't know if that answers your question," which is unhelpful when you're answering questions. However, the Q&A did illuminate a few subtle aspects of the movie that were a bit confusing initially. Bringing up these other forms of animal cruelty subtly and carefully begged the question, like, is this really the worst thing that is happening? And also, I think that the war theme also fed into this. Like, is this really the most despicable and disgusting thing that Mr. Hands has actually taken part in? I think it was important to have that level of complexity and to point out that hypocrisy.
These animals don't have the cognitive ability to consent.
Because do you think that horse consented to being gelded?
But how do they know the horse didn't consent?